In this video, I'm going to show you how to use the data collected in Flipgrid to track the formative assessment within your classroom. Using the key information from the exported Flipgrid data, I created two Google Sheet documents that allow me to track individual and whole class data. The first one, available for you to make a copy of, will be a whole class data tracker, which is shown here. When you download the template, you are downloading a copy into your own Google Drive. So for your title, you can delete copy of, and you can add either your room number or the teacher's name. There are some key features of this document. Each tab has the same subheadings, which are listed here. These are based on the headings from the exported Flipgrid data. However, I have purposefully left out some data that I feel is not useful. So the subheadings I have included are the group and title topic, the student information, the set date, which is not provided within the Flipgrid data, however, it can be added in. If not, you can choose to delete this column. Next is the student video title, the created date, the like, view, and reply counts, and the video length. And I have stopped the data at feedback, scores, and comments. Also within this document, I have multiple tabs. So the first, labeled Term 4, is for all the data collected in the course of the term. Then the color-coded subjects are for subject-specific data. So there is reading, writing, speaking, numeracy, science, and humanities. If you are not targeting one of these subjects within the term, you can remove or rename the tabs as you need. And I have also included a wellbeing and social tab within the data. This is to keep track of engagement in any social tasks or private video responses to a wellbeing reflection or check-in. This will enable teachers to keep track of student wellbeing. Using the fake data, I'm going to copy in information and show you how I use this data. So I am going to open my Excel spreadsheets and begin copying in the information. Here I'm going to add in the first pieces of information. And when you add them in, be careful to select the whole section, or you will paste all of the information into one box, as you just seen me do. Next, I'm going to scroll across. I can fill in the set date. Then I can copy the rest of the necessary information and paste them into the whole class data. As you've seen me do there. So Shown here, you can see the titles and the fake student data. I can add in the set date. And when working with Excel, you can drag down the date. A tip here is to make sure you fill in 2 to 3 boxes before dragging that down. Or it will continue counting like it has just shown. Scrolling across, you can see the feedback scores and comments have turned green. So this is to notify the teacher that a score and or comment have been provided. Then for students without scores or feedback, this will remain blank. From here, there are a few things that we can do with this data. The first thing we can do is copy the data and add it into our subject specific tabs. I had this task listed as a speaking task, which I will add it into here. Alternatively, you can add the data to the subject first and then copy into the overall term tab. Again, the data shows up green if it has been included, which you can see here. I can use each column to find key data points. So for example, I can use the feedback scores and sort them A to Z, which then organizes the data from lowest to highest scores. This will show the range of performance, or you can choose to view them in a chart, which I will show you now. And the chart is listed under Insert, which just provides us a visual of the scores. From here, I can locate the average scores and look at the overall of how the class is working. Once I'm finished looking at the charts, I can remove them, and I can also sort the data by name as well. So if you're working off an alphabetized list, you can do it by first or last name. I included the overall term 4 section to be able to track all of the student data over the term. So here I'm going to add another set of data and show you how I use it. So I can copy and paste these pieces of information over, similar to how I've done it before. For the minute, I'm going to leave the set date blank, and I'm going to grab the rest of the information. And paste it in here. When I head back to the top, I can categorize by name and see how many contributions each student has made and the tasks they have or have not completed. So here I can see that Ali has completed both tasks. So has Annie, and so forth. I can do the same in subject-specific data. Once more data is added, And then I can look specifically at the feedback in each class to identify any areas for targeted learning goals. Lastly, after I'm finished looking at those information pieces, I can reorganize into topics. So we've looked at the whole class data tracker. You've seen the data and feedback of student contributions overall and in specific subjects. When designing these resources, particularly with remote learning in mind, I wanted a place for parents and students to be able to view task requirements, task completion, and feedback. So I have created an individual version of the Google Sheets document that will help educators communicate and share Flipgrid tasks with parents and students. I will now open it and show you how to use it. When you first open it, with the link, it will come up as a copy. So in the heading, delete copy of, the same as before, and then add the individual student's name. For the purpose of this video, I am going to use a fake student named Harmony Smith. In this document, there are two different tabs. So the first tab is a checklist, and the second tab is feedback. The feedback tab is similar to the whole class data, except it does not have all of the categories to fill in. Namely, the student information and the like, view, and reply count have been purposefully left out. In the student's document, it will have the topic title, the set date, which is optional, the created date and length of video, feedback scores, and comments. It also has a private feedback link column if desired. If not, this can be deleted. Heading back to the checklist, this is a place for parents and students to know what tasks have been set, what dates they have been set, and when they have been submitted. I have also added a place for a join code so it is easily accessible to copy the code for the tasks that have not yet been completed. For example, we can look at the TCC KWL. So to find the join code, you're going to click into the topic and find the join code there. So here I will fill in the title of the task that needs to be completed, the set date, which is the 2nd of the 11th, 2020, and then I'm going to put in another example, which is the opinion topic, and from here I can have the join code added in. This way students can copy that box into the join code on the front page of Flipgrid and access the topic straight away. Here I'm just adding the other key information. So using our whole class data, I can sort by name, and here I can see Harmony Smith has completed both tasks. But in regard to the KWL, I can locate that Harmony submitted the task on the 2nd of the 11th, and I can add that into the completed and the submitted. It will come up green, so this document is formatted to show completed tasks as green, so it can be seen visually that Harmony has completed and submitted a task into that topic. Same for the opinions piece. After this, you can fill in each task that is to be completed and keep it updated. For feedback, the information can be copied straight from the whole class data, which I will do now. So you're just going to select the information for that specific student. when working with multiple students, the first two categories can be copy and pasted. So I'm just going to work my way back and forth, copy and pasting the data for Harmony specifically. Right, so here we can see that these pieces of information are green and these are yellow. So the yellow does not indicate anything wrong with the submission. They are just formatted to be a colour so that the teacher can visually see that a feedback, comment and score has been provided. And when they haven't been provided, they will stay white. After this, you can share this document with parents and the student. So you can add the parent and student emails within this section here. And you can edit the actions that other parties can make. So if you choose to keep students and parents as editors, they can add in their own details, such as the submission date, or alter the colours of the document. If you choose to not have editors, you can remove this ability and have other parties as viewers only. Then you can click done and it will send these to the emails added. That way, when they open the document, they can access this information.